Once upon a time, in a small, forgotten town, there was a struggling comedian named Jimmy. Jimmy had always dreamt of making it big, of being a household name like his idol, Joe Rogan. But alas, Jimmy's career seemed to be stuck in an endless loop of small, dingy comedy clubs and empty laughter. One fateful night, as Jimmy wallowed in self-pity, he stumbled upon an old, dusty cassette tape in a thrift store. The tape had an unmistakable label that read, Joe Rogan's Secret Comedy Techniques. Eagerly, Jimmy bought the tape, hoping it held the key to his success. Little did Jimmy know, this was no ordinary tape. As soon as he popped it into his cassette player and pressed play, a strange, otherworldly energy filled the room. A voice echoed through the speakers, "Congratulations, you found the key to becoming the greatest comedian of all time." Jimmy's eyes widened with excitement. He believed he had stumbled upon a supernatural source of comedic power, a direct line to the legendary Joe Rogan himself. From that moment on, Jimmy's life took a bizarre turn. He started wearing a black t-shirt and jeans, just like Joe Rogan, and even grew out a scraggly beard to mimic his idol's appearance. Every day, he would stand in front of the mirror, practicing his Joe Rogan impersonation, attempting to perfect every nuance of his hero's voice. But here's where things took a truly surreal twist. Whenever Jimmy stepped on stage, instead of performing stand-up comedy, he transformed into an Elvis Presley impersonator. He sang classic Elvis hits, gyrated his hips, and even threw in some random karate moves, all while genuinely believing he was delivering top-notch Joe Rogan comedy. The audience, initially confused, would burst into laughter, not because his jokes were funny, but because of the sheer absurdity of the situation. Jimmy, blissfully unaware, soaked up the laughter, thinking he was on the verge of achieving his dreams. But as time went on, Jimmy's obsession with being Joe Rogan grew more and more desperate. He started insisting that the audience pay him vast sums of money, claiming it was the only way to access the true depths of his comedic genius. He begged for donations, demanding his fans to contribute to his greatness. Word of this strange comedian spread like wildfire, and people started attending Jimmy's shows out of morbid curiosity rather than genuine appreciation. They lined up, wallets in hand, ready to witness the spectacle of a delusional comedian who thought he was Joe Rogan, but was really an Elvis impersonator begging for money. Rumors began to circulate that the cassette tape Jimmy had found was cursed, a wicked trick played by some otherworldly force. They said it was a cautionary tale, a reminder that chasing someone else's dreams would only lead to an absurd and pitiful existence. Whether it was supernatural or simply a case of severe delusion, nobody really knew. But what remained clear was that Jimmy, trapped in his own strange version of reality, continued to perform night after night, forever chasing the elusive dream of being Joe Rogan, while unwittingly entertaining the world as an eccentric Elvis impersonator begging for money. And so in that small, forgotten town, the legend of Jimmy, the comedian who thought he was Joe Rogan, but was really an Elvis impersonator asking for money, lived on, a bizarre and unforgettable chapter in the annals of comedy history.